Next, okay. Now I'll sit over here on this quick one.
Film or heavily featured.
Hey Blake, let's watch American Idol.
I can't. I have to study for this AP World Quiz tomorrow. It's on the Industrial Revolution.
Hello, and welcome to Industrial Idol. I'm your host, Ryan Seacrest. In the 18th and 19th centuries, there were 7 men who banded together to change the course of life, forever. The Industrial Revolution, a time of change, remarkable inventions, and a transformation of life for everyone. Population growth triggered this magnificent event due to immunity diseases and better food from the Americas, like the potato. And today we are down to the final 7. Who will win? First up, Josiah Wedgwood.
I'm Josiah Wedgwood. There's always been this hype about china porcelain, but I might say that it won't always be this way. But I made something even better through the magical division of labor. I broke down into repetitive tasks, and here I am with some pottery. What is this?
Whoosh, whoosh. I want you to take a moment to feel the water running through your veins. Whoosh, whoosh. My water frame in 1769 replaced this spinning jetty. I produce cotton thread without linen. Whoosh. Mechanization helped me cause less people, and all we need is machinery. Whoosh.
Hey, can I get a beat? All you fellas in the house, tell me what you thinking. I'm like Whitney, and I made the cotton gin. I separate seed pods from the cotton, help the economy, got textile growing.
Oh yeah, that's rad, dude.
If it wasn't for me, don't know where you'd be. There'd be no steam engine, no steamboats. I improved thee. I hope that you will see. I improved your factory.
And there'll never be batteries. You can call me electricity, 'cause baby I'm charged. Let me feel that battery. Yay.
I feel this so much. Dash, dash, stop, electric telegraph. Drop the beat, I connect the world. Oh my god.
Hey girl, get your hands off of me. Can I get a beat? The wealth of nations, laissez-faire, invisible hand helps general welfare.
Okay. Well now, on to the winner. The winner of the 2014 Industrial Revolution is...
Hold on. I know they're all great and stuff, but isn't the real winner nobody?
I can't.
They're all winners. Plus, there are so many other factors to cause the Industrial Revolution, such as the Agricultural Revolution. It spread better farming techniques and livestock breeding. Also, the mass production of goods by dividing the process into repetitive tasks. And Britain was really where it all started. They were isolated from the wars in Europe going on at the time, and due to the government and more fluid society. Their trade was booming, and they were so open to new ideas. These British ideas spread slowly, but once other European countries in the Americas discovered the benefits, industrialization spread globally.
Oh, well if you know just so much, what was the role of women in the social and gender structure like?
They typically worked within the family by cooking and sewing. At first, if they needed jobs, they would become domestic servants, but as time went on, they would start working in textile factories. They earned a third to half as much as men. Now, on the social and gender structure, those that performed obsolete skills, such as hand looming, had it worse off because their jobs could be replaced with machines. Middle class benefited the most because they were the entrepreneurs that made money from manufacturing new goods. The upper class or company owners lived well off while the lowest class lived in harsher, dirtier conditions.
You seem pretty prepared for the WAP quiz tomorrow.
What?
From the town of Bedrock, there a page right out of his story. Let's ride with the family down the street, through the courtesy of Fred St. Pete. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba-dabba-doo time, a dabba-doo time, we'll have a gay old time.
Hello, welcome to Bedrock.
Hey, who are you?
Hi, I'm the mayor of Bedrock.
Oh yeah, what happened to you guys in the Industrial Revolution?
The Industrial Revolution impacted all parts of everyday life. It changed the way people interacted, the environment they live in, and the jobs they perform. We have people here to tell the first-hand accounts of the impacts of the Industrial Revolution. The effects it had on society are depressing. People everywhere were ditching their caves for hideous houses and tenants. And to make matters worse, there was smoke pollution everywhere. The city was a mess, and the poor little fishes in the rivers were getting sick too.
That sounds awful. During this time, what was the impact in the cities?
Because of the big factories, the cities were getting tons of immigrants in. The population doubled over the 18th century, and everything was crowded. Even the smaller cities grew. Urbanization was trending.
Well, that makes sense. Because people wanted to live in closer proximity to the factories where they'd be working. Thank you.
Wait a second, we need to talk about the wonders of mechanization.
Oh, I know all about mechanization. It was the application of machinery to manufacturing and other activities.
Precisely, it had many advantages. Cutting down on cost of goods and the time needed to produce items as an example. It seems like you are knowledgeable on the topic. Now I think it's time to introduce you to one of our most popular residents of Bedrock, Fred Flintstone.
Hi guys, I'm Fred Flintstone. I just moved into the city to escape from my hard-working farming lifestyle.
That's great. How does your family feel about the move?
Well, at first my eldest son, Bam Bam, had moved into London, which disrupted our family immensely. It is important for us to stay together, and a few weeks after he left, we packed up our bags and united our family.
That's very touching. I hope your new life goes as planned.
Next on the tour, we have a special interview with the one and only Count of Simon, the developer of Positivism.
Hello, everyone.
Hi Count, can you outline your philosophy of positivism a bit?
I'd be glad to. Basically, it is a philosophy that I developed that is based on using the scientific method to solve social and economic problems.
Oh, I get it. That's so cool. While we're here, do you mind telling me about some of the ways the Industrial Revolution affected America?
Sure, Blake. When North America saw what Britain was doing, they took industrialization to the next level and looked at nature as something to be overcome by men.
Whoa, how did transportation inventions like big ships or steam engines affect both England and America?
While England built more ships and the shipping industry became more prevalent, which improved trade and transportation. This inspired America. However, the steam engine was the device that set the Industrial Revolution apart from all other previous periods of innovation in Europe and the Americas.
Okay, I think I'm getting it now. But wasn't there another way transportation was transformed during the Industrial Revolution?
Yes, railroads were everywhere. Back in the day, carriages were pulled by horses on the early railways. Then a railroad building mania swept Europe, horse-pulled wagon. It satisfied the need for transportation and stimulated iron, machinery, and construction industries. Let's go and check in on Fred now.
Hey Fred, how are you?
Not good, I'm afraid. My job is so repetitive and boring, and I'm not satisfied with my work. It's too dull. The hours are super long, 16 hours most days.
Oh, that sounds awful. Let's go and visit Barney, Betty, and the kids.
Hello, are you Barney?
Indeed. Welcome to my fine abode.
Wow, this is some pretty fancy stuff. How did you become so wealthy?
Well, at first, I was a meager farming man, but with a simple invention, voila! I know everything I've ever dreamed of.
Wow, what did you invent?
Oh, just a little utilitarianism device.
What does that mean?
It is a device that maximizes utility. It made me a millionaire.
Sounds impressive. How's the rest of your family?
Why don't you ask them yourself? Betty and children, say hello to the Dice Caveman.
Hello!
Hello, lovely wife.
Hello, lovely husband.
This is it. We're just an average middle-class family. My wife, Betty, stays home all day and cooks and cleans, while my eldest children go to school, and my youngest children are cared for by Betty as well.
How do you like your life, Betty?
It is very nice. I love being in the cult of domesticity. We are a loving and supporting family. I work in the house all day, like all good women should. Then, when Barney gets home, our family eats dinner together and we talk about our days.
Interesting. How do you like going to school, kid? Cool.
It's the next obvious step for us after being around the house for so long. We get to see our friends and learn new and interesting things to prepare us for our future.
Oh, look at the time. We need to hurry so we can go to the party I said we were attending. Come on, kids. Let's go make ourselves look presentable.
Okay, bye.
So what I've learned about the Industrial Revolution is that it impacted people's lives greatly and changed their political views. Positivism was a new theory, and the Americas were affected greatly by the industrialization. Some families were turned on their heads, and others prospered with the invention of different products. The environment was affected by the factory emissions, and cities were booming. I'm pretty tired now. Whoa, where am I this time?
Ooh, Thomas Malthus and David Ricardo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They promoted abstinence. That touches my Christian heart.
Oh, I remember them from my AP World History class. They both promoted abstinence in order to avoid poverty.
I was too busy traveling the world rather than learning about it from a textbook. Anarchy.
Guys, we really need to get ready for this test that we're going to be having on the Industrial Revolution. Okay, so the vast majority of people lived in the country and lived by agriculture. Subsistence farming was still very common, education was variable, travel was mainly on foot, horseback, or water. Diseases and infant mortality were common, therefore the life was very tough for everyone before the Industrial Revolution.
Boring. Let's just go get some chicken wings.
No, Troy, you remember what happened last time?
Anywho, you guys really need to pay attention. Okay, so the middle class really benefited from the Industrial Revolution because they were the entrepreneurs that started a lot of the factories, and they had self-financed enterprises.
Blah, blah, blah. How is this going to help me become a lawyer?
Ooh, no, Jeff. If it wasn't for the Industrial Revolution, you would be a farmer, and you couldn't go around being sassy all the time.
Exactly, Shirley. Now, on to the effects on cities. Towns grew extremely quickly. Lots of money went into building fine homes and buildings. Country folk moved into urban areas, polluted the streets with their sewage. There was air pollution from burning coal. People were drinking contaminated water. Railroads went through towns and caused noise pollution, and diseases like rickets started to proliferate.
Man is inherently bad. How could they treat Mother Earth this way?
Oh, well, luckily this eventually led to municipal reforms like garbage removal and the creation of parks and schools.
Well, how are the women and lower classes treated?
The lower classes were shoved together like rats into small tenements about as big as our pillow forts. And there's a period called the Hungry 40s.
I'm hungry right now.
Thank you, Troy, but the potato was failing to grow, and it caused many Irish to die or immigrate to England and North America. There was also child labor, and women had to start working in textile factories in order to make ends meet. Life wasn't too great for the poor.
Oh no, child labor?
We should still have children working. They're getting lazy and fat.
The Factory Act of 1833 prohibited the employment of children younger than 9 in the textile mills, and the Corn Laws were designed to lower cost of foods for workers and allow employers to pay lower wages. Also, the Mines Act of 1842 prohibited the employment of women and boys under age 10 underground.
Corn.
What differences were there between upper and lower caste women?
Well, upper class women lived more luxuriously, and they didn't have to work in the nasty textile factories. But some still struggled with living in the cult of domesticity. They could really only sew, cook, and take care of children.
Oh, boo-hoo. Lower class women had to deal with very little pay, wondering what to do with their child on a daily basis, and even worry about sexual abuse from their employer. No, but they'd have wealthy husbands who were merchants, and they got all this money due to new industries. Upper class women could work at their own leisure beside their husbands, or they could just leave on trips or go shopping whenever they wanted. Where lower class women had the choice to get fired and take care of their baby, or bring him to work and drug him so they wouldn't get fired. You see the problem here? Lower class husbands are always away, and lower class women only got paid 1/3 to 1/2 as much as men. The factory is very dangerous. Yes, they had the same problem with the cult of domesticity, but upper class women's roles didn't change with the revolution, while the lower classes only got worse.
I hate you, Britta.
See what you did, you monsters.
Well, that's a wrap. Cool. Cool.
Oh my shoulder, what just happened?
Preparing
Potato.